Thanks so much for joining us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim-Nakran. You know, there was a meeting held in Rockdale County a little bit earlier today, really just a short time ago. Residents, community leaders, and activists heard from citizens, business owners, and others impacted by the Biolab chemical fire at that meeting this morning. And it comes after a Rockdale County official died after a hearing at the state capitol on the Biolab fire. Kenny Johnson passed away yesterday, moments after he testified about the negative impact that the Biolab fire had on his life and on his community. Johnson passed out after complaining of shortness of breath. He served as the Rockdale Soil and Water Conservation District State Board Chairman. We're working to learn more about his death, what led up to it, why he died. People living and working in Rockdale County also demanding answers. Atlanta News First Don Shipman is with the First Alert breaking news tracker in Conyers, where many people are worried about their health.
We want Biolab closed permanently.
Dozens of community members, business owners, leaders, and activists gathering inside Empowerment Unlimited Church in Conyers.
When I went down there, my eyes immediately started burning. My throat started getting scratchy.
The Biolab chemical fire happened more than a week ago, but still a haze lingers over the city. Avi Gayden, who's running as a write-in candidate for a seat on the Board of Commissioners, questions why county leaders allowed Biolab to continue to operate after at least 2 other similar incidents since 2004.
We applaud them for the intervention and the first responders, but we need prevention.
The situation forcing Rockdale County schools into virtual learning through October 18th. While many parents worry about their children falling behind in school, many more worry about the long-term health impacts of those tiny particles in the air and soil that surround Biolab's sprawling 57-acre facility.
And just the bottom line, we have to fight to have independent testing, because for Biolab to be doing their own testing, and that's the only testing that's been mandated thus far, that just makes no sense.
In 10 years from now, we'll come up with some kind of diagnosis and we'll be right back at the table asking what happened.
For its part, Biolab launched a hotline as well as a website for community members. In a statement, Biolab saying that it has also partnered with the United Way and Rockdale Emergency Relief Fund to feed children learning remotely.
And we are also following the latest with Hurricane Milton, which is turning closer now to the Florida coastline. You know, the powerful storm's expected to make landfall along the west central coast of Florida sometime tonight, and state leaders are encouraging people in the storm's path to leave. Millions of residents have been ordered to evacuate. Many people are taking heed of the warning, and thousands of Floridians have already left their homes and businesses as that storm does inch closer. Atlanta News First Asia Wilson is in Hampton at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, which is one place that evacuees can go.
We full-time RV, and we have a business in Bonita Springs area, but we had to split because the RV wouldn't withstand 225-mile-an-hour winds.
Christopher Gagney made his way to the Atlanta Motor Speedway late Tuesday night after traveling from Naples, Florida, with his wife, 3 kids, and a dog. It took them almost 10 hours to get here.
The sides of the roadway, sides of the highway were insane. There was people everywhere. Every 3 gas stations we stopped at totally shut down, out of fuel. It was like the apocalypse. It was crazy.
Atlanta Motor Speedway has opened up its site for evacuees. They're offering dry camping free of charge in its Legends Premium campground for RVs and Legends Tent Campground for pop-up campers and tents.
This was a huge blessing. So on the way up, we couldn't find any RV spots. Everything was shut down.
Chuck Wade is from Apollo Beach, about 30 minutes south of Tampa. He left Sunday night.
We were driving up 75. It was literally 5 to 10 miles an hour. It took us 6 hours to make an hour-and-a-half trip.
While here, he got a call that his father passed away in a nursing home in Florida. His main concern now?
Get back and start with the process with father, with my house, rebuilding, where do we go from here?
And Christopher has one hope.
Friends and family down there, just hoping everybody that stayed rides it out okay, and they're okay. We can always help people afterwards, but we can't fix, broken people.
You know, Georgia, of course, still reeling from Hurricane Helene's devastation in many places. Agencies across the state bracing to help as Hurricane Milton now hits Florida. Parts of Georgia's coast could also see impacts as well as resources are getting spread thin. Sarah Hammond is reporting from the Salvation Army headquarters to tell us how the state is preparing.
Hurricane Milton is barreling towards Florida as a Category 4 hurricane. Thousands are evacuating and heading into Georgia to hunker down. Governor Brian Kemp has declared a state of emergency ahead of Hurricane Milton and has extended the declaration from Hurricane Helene's devastation. That means Georgia's gas tax is still suspended. The Salvation Army, which has one of its hubs in Atlanta, is readying supplies to get to Florida. That's after they've spent the week feeding people in South Georgia.
We are staging a good bit of equipment this evening from other divisions here in Atlanta, ready to deploy down to Florida as soon as it's clear. We can't get too close because we're not exactly sure the path of the storm.
GEMA is repositioning MREs, or meals ready to eat, to assist. Both the Georgia and federal emergency management agencies say they will not divert resources away from areas hit hard by Helene, but they are still ready to respond. Local organizations like American Legion Post 516 in Henry County says they just sent donated supplies to Helene victims, but with Milton on the horizon, they will start collecting donations all over again.
We're trying to put together a plan to be able to feed them if necessary and supply them with supplies.
And so Governor Kemp has actually issued a new state of emergency for Hurricane Milton. He has also extended the state of emergency for Hurricane Helene, I should say. And that is now set to expire October 16th, which means the gas tax in Georgia will remain suspended for now as well. Okay, let's talk about an A&F investigation that we've been covering for you. So Sears is not a story that you hear a lot about anymore these days. The longtime retailer filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2018, but it still does have an online store. And when one of its customers had a dispute, Better Call Harry jumped in to help.
We got a call from a woman whose washing machine broke, so she Googled repair services, and guess who popped up? Sears. It has a home services program similar to other warranty providers like American Home Shield. I think what happened in this case is more of a miscommunication than anything else.
They love lettuce.
Carrie Romans is a first-time condo owner who is settling in. She has a large family to feed. She started with 2 zebra finches and the family grew. At least they don't have laundry. Carrie's old washing machine broke down in July, and the repair did not go as planned. Carrie called Sears.
You called Sears, you needed a repair, but at the time you didn't have a warranty, right?
No.
Let's face it, unexpected appliance repairs can get expensive. Well, imagine never having to worry about the cost of an appliance repair again.
Sears hung on after a 2018 bankruptcy that closed more than 700 stores. There are none left in Georgia, but it still has an online store and a Sears Home Services warranty program. It's not like the old days when Sears had repairmen. It subcontracts the work. Carrie didn't have a warranty, but when the repairman arrived, she said he convinced her to buy one in exchange for $150 off the repair.
You thought that warranty was covering that specific issue you were having that day.
Yes, that's what I was told.
Here's the confusion. The repairman didn't have the part he needed, and when Carrie received it in the mail, she didn't know it was her responsibility to reschedule. Days turned into weeks, and Carrie decided to ask for a refund, but she didn't get it.
I feel definitely that it was miscommunication.
Sears corporate management agreed. The day Atlanta News First Investigates got involved, Sears called it a wash.
If Sears were to refund all your money except for that part which you used for a repair, you'd be okay with that?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. No. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
No, you're getting a refund.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is exciting. That is wonderful. Great. Thank you, Harry. Thank you. Better call Harry.
Well, here's his number.
Okay, thank you.
I think in the end we saved her a few $100, but here's the thing you need to know about any home warranty service company. None of them have their own service people. They subcontract the work to small businesses. And I'm not saying that's bad, but you should ask them who they are sending, and then you find out the name of that company and you check with the BBB for complaints. I'm Better Call Harry, Atlanta News First.
More on that and all of our top stories on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. Also, I want to let you know that we continue our coverage online of Hurricane Milton as it's turning closer to the Florida coast. Again, that powerful storm expected to make landfall along the west central coast of Florida sometime tonight. Millions of people ordered to evacuate, and many Floridians, of course, as they're evacuating, well, parts of Georgia are welcoming those evacuees. So our coverage continues on AtlantaNewsFirst.com as well as our free mobile news app. Thanks for joining us.